Most Americans don't fail at money. They follow rules that quietly stop working. Rules that sound responsible, rules that feel safe, rules that worked for someone else in a different economy. They're told to save, to wait, to be patient. And 10 years later, they realize patience was expensive. My name's RJ, and today we're talking about the simple money rule most Americans learn too late, what it really means, why it matters right now, and how to actually use it before time does the damage. Let me start with something uncomfortable. If you're in your 30s or 40s, doing fine, earning more than you used to, but still feel behind, that feeling is not anxiety. It's math catching up. Here's why this topic matters now. For decades, Americans were taught a clean sequence: earn, spend, save, repeat. And in the 1970s, that sequence mostly worked. Housing was affordable. Healthcare was manageable. Education didn't start adult life with debt. Back then, saving what was left actually meant something was left. Today, necessities eat most of your income before you even make a decision. Rent, insurance, subscriptions, transportation, minimum payments. So when saving comes last, it becomes fragile. Any shock hits it first. That's not a discipline problem. That's a design problem. Here's the rule people learn too late. Money that moves first controls everything else. Most Americans treat investing as an afterthought, something you do when life feels stable. But life never sends a calendar invite saying, "You're stable now." So the real rule isn't save more, it's change the order, because order decides outcome. Let's talk numbers, simply. If you invest $500 a month starting at 25 at average market returns, you can cross $1 million by retirement. If you start at 35, same amount, same effort, you lose more than half of that, not because you failed, but because time compounds faster than discipline. This is the uncomfortable truth. The years when investing feels hardest are the years when it matters most. That's why people feel cheated later. They weren't lazy, they were late, and no one explained the cost of waiting. Inflation quietly punishes cash. Roughly every 24 years, purchasing power gets cut in half. So when people say, "I'll wait until I earn more," what they're really doing is trading time for comfort. And time is the one asset you cannot replace. Here's where the irony comes in. We normalize spending early: car payments, lifestyle upgrades, monthly subscriptions. But investing early is labeled risky, not because it is, but because the reward is delayed. Consumption feels immediate, investing feels invisible, so the brain chooses what it can feel. That's why this rule survives generation after generation, not because it's correct, because it's familiar. Now here's the part most videos stop short of saying. The solution is not extreme saving. It's not cutting joy out of your life. It's not becoming obsessed with money. The solution is automation and sequence. Here's what actually works, practically. First, decide a number that goes to your future before anything else. Not a percentage you hope to save, a fixed amount that leaves your account automatically, even if it's small, because consistency beats intensity. Second, that money should be invested, not parked. Long-term, broad market exposure, not speculation, not timing, not hype. The goal isn't to be clever, it's to be early and steady. Third, build the rest of your life around what remains. This is the uncomfortable step, because it forces trade-offs now instead of later. But those trade-offs shrink over time. Your income grows, your investments compound, and suddenly the pressure eases. This flips the old rule on its head. Instead of save what's left after spending, you live by spend what's left after investing. Same words, different order, completely different future. This is why people who seem lucky financially aren't luckier. They just funded their future before funding their lifestyle. And here's the real benefit no one advertises. It's not wealth, it's not luxury, it's margin. Margin means fewer panic decisions,
Margin means job flexibility. Margin means mistakes don't break you. That's what the old rule promised, but never delivered. So if most Americans learn this rule 10 years too late, and you're hearing it now, the real question isn't, how much should I invest? It's this: what would change in your life if your future stopped being optional? And what are you still doing today that only makes sense if time is infinite? That question doesn't give you a neat answer, but once you ask it, your money decisions never feel neutral again. And that's the point.